"I'm the darkest," said the shadow to the night. "No," said midnight, "compared to me you're bright." "You floodlights," said starless space, "stop your fight. The darkest plight is the lack of love's delight." The operatives were again meeting on Nihao, the first evening drawing to a close. The rascal softly spoke. "I don't know why I'm still here. What turned out to be my last mission as an operative seemed as to be one that should have taken me to the grave. The three fates had met, Morta choosing the means of my death, Nona, the life-threader, sowing no more, and Decima measuring the length of my life's beginning to the end. I'll tell it tomorrow. They all seemed like they didn't want to leave, but began to get up. "Sorry," said Rascal, "I hate to leave you all hanging about my Soviet prison escapade, but you see that I am indeed alive, and so you know that the best is yet to come. You can sleep well tonight." They all then heard the deep rumblings of a very large jet landing above the bunker. Rascal smiled. "All this time, I never even dared to hope." "No one had authorization to land tonight," piped down the air controller. "Plus, no one even knows about this place, but our defenses are not firing." "He has his own auto-authorization," Rascal answered. "Nevertheless, we will not unlock the bunker just yet. If he can enter, then he is a friend. Nor do I yet hear or sense any roar of warning from Bronto above." Out on the airstrip, Bronto let out a cry of joy as a figure deplaned. "Ah," added Rascal, "now I sense a joy up above. A lantern of light has indeed arrived." "Who? A ghost returns?" someone asked. "He is not one who walked the earth searching for a good deed, but is a good deed unto himself. For he ferreted out the worst of the bad deeds." They all waited in suspense. There were the clicks of the bunker door unlocking, and then the rustle of someone walking through the dark tunnel, and the tapping of a cane. A voice came out of the darkness. "Rascal, old friend, how might you be?" "Now," said Rascal aloud, "who could it be who only ever called me Rascal? My own code name. Welcome, Grandmaster West." Even before the former #1 West entered the light, they could sense the emanations from his glowing being, the goodness, the courage, and the depth of the care within. Grandmaster West entered, looking very fit, but for a slight limp, like someone only around the age of 70 or so. He gave Rascal a hug, then Trish, #1 East. "Master," said Rascal, "these are our higher-ranking members." "Ah, Rascal, you're the master here now, not me. You all look to be among the finest protectors and butterflies of forever that we have ever known. I have read of your exploits." He then shook hands with all of the operatives and met their gaze, some with tears in their eyes, for they had known or heard of him, but had thought him dead and gone. "How is it, Master," asked Dragon Master General Rascal, "that you even resist time itself, looking younger than ever?"
Once upon a time, in a land far away, there lived a warrior, strong and brave. With a heart of gold and a spirit untamed, he fought for justice, never seeking fame. Battles and trials, he stood the weak, protecting them, gleamed bright, his armor shone, beacon of hope when darkness was known. With every strike he fought with might, by honor, his purpose in sight. His fears, never backing down, he knew that courage would wear the crown. The of danger he never wavered, determination never faltered or caved. Every victory he brought peace, a hero all. His legend would never cease. Let us remember this warrior's tale of bravery and strength, that will never fail. For in our hearts his spirit will reside, symbol of hope, forever by our side. Of the unforgettable tides swept ever on. As time, now hoary with age, hurled forth its ashen change, the charge ever san, pale and colourless, that force born to summon decay so endless, gainst nature's world each and every day, time and time again, feeding all upon, in its bloodless, white and waxen way. But the everlasting rose would never fade, its lustre even brightening by the day, ever unsuccumbing to the sickly peaked state draining drawn the life away. Entropic seas still denude the mountains, yet this enduring flower never-endingly has cast deathly time aside, ceaselessly somehow thriving on to that which was the imperishable, the flame of beauty inextinguishable, forever celebrated as immutable, gaining its perpetual permanence from the undying love of the glorious truth. No one spoke for a while. He was here, the one who had raised the ninja empire to heights unknown, the one who had brought forth Rascal as their new leader, the two of them each saving the world several times over. The intensity of life's wondrous being swelled through the operatives. On this, the night of nights, on the forbidden island of Nihao. "Well," said Rascal Puff, the magic dragon, "perhaps we should indeed continue our tales tonight in honor of our guest. If we become pleasantly weary and tired, then that will only add to the sense of what I felt in my trek through the mountains of the Soviet motherland." "You kept me up in those days, Rascal, crossing those ink-black rivers," added Grandmaster West. "While you were the prime candidate to replace me, you were also much too valuable to be running around in the field. I thought to kill two birds with one stone by appointing you, however. Due to some new high-tech, I see that you have found a way back into the fields of many stones, doing both of your jobs very well, I must say. My team does it. You are of that team, being both the coach and a player too, Rascal. I heard you recently flew a helicopter up the side of Mount Blanc. Yes, well then. Thank you, Master. I am no one's master now, Rascal, but more like the Lone Ranger. You will always be the master to me." Grandmaster West began Rascal's tale. Rascal's escape pod of the jetpack went up in flames on the roof, from the explosion he had to cause at the prison, to be able to escape when his plan had to change abruptly. His support team could not then get in place, and had to disperse. Rascal was in the middle of nowhere in Russia. A Soviet helicopter had landed nearby. He becomes now the most forlorn and loneliest man on Earth. Rascal thought back, summoning forth the tale of his prison break, the darkness of death lying all around, the threat ever hovering near. Grandmaster West hung his cane on the back of his chair and walked quite normally over to get a drink. Passiona regarded his now perfectly working knee, eyeing it as he returned, his chair next to hers. The Grandmaster whispered, "I heard that you too had a knee operation. All is not always as it seems. It's not mind over matter. My injury is feigned." "I thought so, for your cane is actually a weapon that would never be confiscated. Our secret